Yeah, say.
What's the signs that a man's Baraat has been accepted, that he passed the Baraat?
What are the signs? It's a good question. We are going to see now. It's not, the answer is not going to come immediately for so many people too. Huh? Some, because they are so stubborn and arrogant, open signs given to them, they're still not going to see. They're still going to find a lot of excuse for that. Huh? What is your intention now when the Baraat night came? What is your intention? Be sincere. So many people, maybe the intention is, may I this year be better, I earn more money, I get a better job, I get a wife, I get a husband, meaning only the dunya. And if that is happening to you, maybe your Baraat is accepted, maybe it's not. Because the purpose of the night of Baraat, is it to ask Allah for this dunya? No. The purpose of the night of Baraat is to ask Allah for Akhirat. To become a better servant, to come closer to Allah. So if your intention, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, open this way for us to make it easy for us to serve you better, you're going to check yourself. You're going to know that time. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. You're going to know, is it easier for me to run in the way of Allah? Not just fasting or making zikr. Huh? That one so many people can do also. Am I fixing myself? Am I running to look at myself closer every day to take more accounting for myself? Am I looking at myself more? Am I finding out more about myself? Am I knowing myself more? Am I checking myself more? Start from there. Don't say, we're not going to enter into so many other things. Baraat, Baraat came and it's accepted because Burak came to me, and then I went to paradise and Prophet greeted me, subhanallah. Went circling around the Kaaba, horses with wings, da-da-da. All those are games. We're not interested in those games because now it is Hizmat. Hizmat, it is some awliya saying higher than the ibadat. Because the Sahabe Kiram, they did not busy themselves with talking about these things. Do we ever hear? Give me one hadith or riwayat from Hazrat Abu Bakr talking about this. Burak came to him, he flew to the Miraj, he met Prophet. If Hazrat Abu Bakr is not saying, the others are not saying. But what are they busy themselves with? Remember, this second Jahiliyyah. What are they busy themselves with? With the work of Prophet, isn't it? They were doing the struggle, the jihad, both small and the big one. Now there's no permission for the small jihad, armed struggle. There's no permission for that. There's no Khalifah. But the jihad al-akbar, the jihad against your nafs, the Prophet said is bigger. We can still be busy with. So are you busy with that? Are we being busy with that? Because with the jihad al-akbar, you can come closer to Allah. If you're not being busy with that, if you're not being busy with the jihad al-akbar, then it should give you an indication whether it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making it easy for you or not. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, if the servant intention for Baraat is to come closer to me, lift obstacles in front of him, make him to come to me easier. That doesn't mean now that you're going to win so much from this dunya too. It doesn't mean that. Because everyone is stuck with this dunya. Their minds is stuck with this dunya. They say, only if this dunya is good to me, then I can follow Akhirat. Because they put the dunya first. So many people close to me saying, Allah putting dunya first, so we have to concentrate on dunya first. Dunya according to who? Dunya according to Ahli Jannat, like the prophets and the Sahabis and the saints, they don't place any value to this world. But dunya according to unbelievers, this world is not enough. They have to make this world to a Jannah. So, if our intention is to come close to Allah, Allah may even squeeze the dunya a little bit for us. He may. We're not asking for that, of course. But He may. But you'll find now, oh, I have more strength to overcome this. I have more power, I have more iman to jump over this obstacle in front of me more. Last year, small things, I get so upset, I get so depressed, I get so weak. But now you're seeing big things in front of me, I'm able to carry it and push it aside. Carry it and push it aside. So what is it that we want? Understand, more tests, more obstacles in front of us, higher honor we get, no? Because people no longer see the dunya as an enemy. They see dunya as a best friend. Now, if the dunya is going to offer them $1 million tomorrow, how many of us here is not going to jump up and down to be so happy? The heart is not going to beat so fast to say, MashaAllah, this is, Allah bless me. Who is going to deny this? Be sincere. Yeah, but I'm going to give for the sake of... No, those ones with the eyes and the vision, they're going to say there is some trickery in here. Because our enemy is giving us something. There is some trickery. Let me try to find out what this trick is. I'm not going to get so excited because the excitement comes not from saying, oh, now I can do so many things for Islam. No, the excitement comes from the ego. Isn't it? Not $1 million. If you walk down the street and you see $20 on the ground, you're going to feel so happy picking it up. We are not saying now that we are not accepting anything from anyone. We are not saying now that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to give us something, if Allah is giving us something, we are going to refuse it. No, we're not saying that. But if we have the proper idea, the proper belief, the proper iman about how to use this dunya that is always under our feet, then that time we're not going to get too excited. We're going to see this as a big burden coming to us. Oh, the intelligent people are going to see a big burden. The foolish ones, you're going to get so happy. Really? If you're going to see $1 million in front of you, you're going to see what a big burden this is. Where am I going to put it? Where it came from? How am I going to use? Allah is going to question me. Isn't it? Inshallah, we reach to that level one day. That's why having a guide, now you don't have to do everything by yourself. You say this is your responsibility. This is all your responsibility. And you are going to do as you like. Because the order is coming from the Holy Prophet ﷺ, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, how are you going to know if your Baraat has been accepted? You're going to ask yourself, what I am asking for? I'm asking for Akhirat. Is it easier for me to do it? Yes. Alhamdulillah. Don't even get too much excited, talk about it, nothing. Keep it to yourself, keep it secret to yourself, because there's envy everywhere. Not just amongst people, and amongst things that you don't even see. Don't pull that bad eyes. Before, maybe it's very difficult for you to make extra prayers. If I'm going to ask, who make it obligation? The murids. Obligation for them, how many times prayer? 7. Not 5. 2 extra that we're doing because Prophet ﷺ, he never left it. Now, people who are confused, or people who want to make confusion, now they can say, oh, Hoja is saying now it's increasing the number of prayers now, instead of 5 saying. No, I'm not saying that, and I'm saying to you. But people can say that. One time, this happened to me before, in front of my own eyes. Some brother, they're not coming for zikr and this and that. They have some children at home. They have to take care of children, and they're missing the zikr. And I'm saying, why are you missing zikr? I have to take care of my kids, they are sick. You have a wife, right? Yeah, right. How many children do you have? 10? 12? 20? No, 1, 2. Okay. Is it really emergency? Your kids are going to die? Says, no. I said, I have to understand now. You can leave them for half an hour. And you can go back. Of course you are going to, but understand, it's not you who's taking care of them. Allah is taking care of them. I'm not saying you disappear for days and days and days and not come. I say, don't you know? Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam, when he comes, Holy Prophet alayhi salam is saying, even if you're carrying a newborn baby, drop the baby and run to Mahdi alayhi salam and take bayat. Isn't that an open hadith? And I break it down too, to make it a little bit easier for them. I'm saying, no, I'm not saying to people, now you just drop the baby. It means whatever attachment that you have, trust in Allah at that time. Shaykh Efendi even say more stronger words than that with that. I make it a little bit easy for people not to misunderstand. And I say to them, now don't say, now later behind my back, Hoja is saying, teaching all the women now their babies, drop the baby. And guess what? Guess what? That's what happened. They went to Shaykh Efendi and they say, Hoja is saying, drop the baby. He's saying, drop the baby. This is what he's teaching to the women when you are gone. You understand now? So, fitna, if you are, if you want to make fitna, you can make fitna about anything. You see the full moon, if you want to make a fitna, you can make fitna. You can say it's not a full moon. You can. So, for the murids, for themselves, they are making it. 5 daily prayers is obligation, but 2 more, they're making it obligation. The Ishraq and the Duha prayers. If you want to add more, you may. But we're not saying like obligation for everyone. No, you can make it for yourself. It's okay. Murids that are doing that. Now that is important now. So if you see yourselves now making that intention, I'm going to pray 2 rakats Ishraq because the blessings comes with that. It's like I'm making the Hajj or the Umrah. And I'm going to make 8 rakats Salatul Duha before the Zuhur time. Because everything has a zakat. Okay? The zakat of your spirituality is 2 rakat Salatul Ishraq. The zakat of your physical, of your body, is 8 rakat Salatul Duha. There's a reason for that. So if you see yourself doing that, and it's easier now, it's not so difficult, which is why if Murid is sitting down thinking, putting 2 and 2 together, this week how was I, last week how was I, last month, last year how was I, now how am I? Wrong things I was doing, did I leave them? Did it become easier for me to do right? Oh, it is. Then answer will come to you. Don't say how I know my Baraat is going to be accepted, because so many they're going to say it's going to be accepted because you're going to have a vision. Prophet is going to come riding the Burak and giving you a white piece of paper to say this is your Baraat. Don't. That is foolish games that people are playing. Because now you have to know yourself now. You don't need anyone to tell you. You have to know yourself. Isn't the whole idea to know yourself? Isn't why we are created to know ourselves, to know Allah and to worship Allah? That time, no one can trick you. Even if someone praises you all the way, you're going to say, no. I know myself. And more you're putting yourself down, more Allah is going to raise you. Don't think more you're going to praise you or more other people are going to praise you, more Allah is going to praise you. No. It is not. So that time, you're not going to be affected if somebody says, MashaAllah, what nur coming from your face, you're a saint. It's not going to move you. If somebody comes up to you and says, what a donkey you are. You have no adab whatsoever. You are this, it's not going to affect you too. You understand? That means you are not going to be a slave to other people. Women, mashallah, they become so strong, so equal, so liberal in these days. They have so many rights. Any of these women who are so highly educated, they know so many things. They have so much self-esteem, isn't it? So much confidence. You just go up to them and say, what happened? Today you look very fat. Oh, finish. All the whole world, dunya, akhirat is completely disappear completely thrown to garbage, completely corrupted, completely destroy. You destroy them. Worse, you can say, what happened to you today? You look old, huh? Oh, another big... You understand now? Those things affecting them. Men's is not affecting so much, although now men's are catching up also. I'm not putting the men's out now also from this. But that is when you're living for others. If you live only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know when you're going to look beautiful. You know when you're going to look young. You're going to wake up for tahajjud. Because that is the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is descending closest to us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where He is, don't think He's coming alone. Angels, they are there. Prophets, they are there. Awliya Allah, they are there. And you wake up, you're worshipping, you're begging, you're crying, you're thinking about your Lord. And you're looking at your own zulm, looking at your own tyranny, what you've done to yourself and to Allah. That's the time when the breath of life is being blown high. The name of Allah is being blown everywhere, and you're awake and you're breathing that in. The angels, they are there and they will work on you. Although you feel really tired, for Fajr time you are so tired, you're worshipping, after Ishraq you rest, 1 hour, 2 hours, you get up, you're going to look very refreshed. You're going to look as if you have been reborn. So many men and women, you can see. That time you don't need makeup. That time you don't need to wear nice clothes to attract, which in these days, what is it? Tasatur? Tasatur? Satr. Is to cover yourself, not to show yourself. The idea of covering yourself is not to show yourself to the public. Now, a new kind of fitna. Women are covering themselves to show themselves more to the public. Women, they're saying, well, like the men's going to the masjids wearing shorts. They say, no, I'm covering my awrat. Because the awrat is from the belly button to the knees, isn't it? So, it's still acceptable that we say to them, why you don't take off your t-shirt? Don't wear any shirt. Just wear something from your belly button and worship. No, that's not nice. Oh, you know what is proper and you know what is not proper. So why you don't use your logic? Now is a higher situation now. You must have adab. Your manners is going to dictate, I cannot wear this in front of my Lord. Why I'm insisting on being so stubborn? Why 1300 years we don't see Muslims, very smart Muslims now, they're thinking they only figure out only in the last 100 years. Why we don't see 1400 years Muslims going to the masjids wearing just shorts? You think they didn't know? Women's, now they're covering up. But they're covering up, it's true. Everything is so tight, they're covering up. They look naked. They wear tights. They wear tight clothes on top, showing everything. They're wearing high heels. They're wearing makeup. They're covering their hair and they're walking around and they're looking at other women who are not covering themselves, but they're not showing themselves off. They say, look at these women. They are not being religious. We are being religious. Subhanallah. There is hadith for that too. In the Akhir Zaman, Prophet ﷺ is saying, there will be women in the Akhir Zaman. They're going to clothe themselves, but they will appear naked. We come to that? No, we come to that. We come to that age now. Covering, but showing themselves more. Covering now, they're covering everything, but they're showing themselves more. Akhir Zaman. Not understanding what is mahram. They're not understanding. So, this is a big topic. We'll enter into it some other times. When there are more women here, we may speak about this. Inshallah Rahman. That should be enough. May our Baraat be accepted. Our purpose is to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Become better servants. If we see ourselves running in the way of Allah to become better servants, then there's a big possibility our Baraat is accepted. If we see ourselves, more dunya is pulling us, more we're getting tricked, more we are concerned about our desires, then that time we must put a big question mark there. Ya Allah, make it easy for us. Al-Fatiha.